Hey sneak peekers, we're at Austin Film Festival 2025 on the carpet of The Long Shot, and we're going to get ready to talk to the cast and crew. Congratulations on your film, first of all. I know you're from Austin. How did that inspiration go into your film?
Well, they always say to writers to write what you know, and I think it's the same with directing. I think, especially for your first movie or the first thing you do, it's important to tell a story that you know. And I know this town. I grew up here. The golf course that it was inspired by was the first place I ever played. So I knew something about the city and something about the city changing because I've spent so many years here. And I think that helped us, hopefully, and hopefully it shows through. I mean, when we were scouting locations, I feel like I knew some places that were interesting that we could afford. And when you're making an independent film, you gotta be smart and not spend a lot of money. And I knew some secret spots in Austin that we could shoot, and hopefully it looks great on the screen and everybody loves it.
What was it like working on this movie, and what was the process behind your role?
Well, first of all, it's shot here in Austin, Texas, which is one of my favorite places to be ever. So when Austin, the director, asked me to kind of read it, and he's like, we're going to shoot it here. I'm like, absolutely. I don't even need to read it. We're shooting in Austin? Great. So that was my process of signing on to the thing. And then it's about golf and friendship and Austin. And I was in. It was so cool. Yeah, it was amazing to work on. Yeah.
And then speaking of the golf aspect, did you have to learn things about golf, and what was the process of preparing for a role like that?
I play quite a bit of golf. I'm terrible, but so I didn't have to learn that much about golf because my dad and my brother and I, we play a lot of golf together. My friends back in LA, we play. So that was part of the fun. I'm like, we get to play golf and shoot a movie? Great.
I know that you're an Austin local, and this film is set in Austin, inspired by that. Do you think you drew influences from your character around your life? Do you think it helped you play the part better?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think anyone's going to be part of, any person, animal, whatever. It's always going to be part of where you're from, right? Your habitat, So I think, yeah, definitely living in the space is very much always going to, influence who you are and what your choices are and where you're drawing from.
One of my favorite things about my character is how fun her outfits were. And I know it might sound like a superficial thing, but what it helped me do is, because a lot of the clothes that she wears in the movie, I wouldn't wear myself. And so what it made me do was it made me connect to her in a way that I didn't expect to connect to her. Because it made me think more about her body and what she's been through and how she is as a person. And it helped me find more fun in her because her outfits were so fun. And so, because one of the shirts that I wore is like this kind of turquoise purple kind of situation. It ties up at the top, and it's something I would have never worn, and I took that shirt from the movie because it was one of my favorite things, because it was like whenever I put that on, I was like, oh, I'm Roberta. So her clothing and her outfit really informed who she is as a character for me.
What is your creative process going into acting, and how do you really get into your character?
Well, you got to do it scene by scene, and sort of like find out where the sort of real ripe fruit is, and what's the real sort of, going to end up being the pulp, so to speak, or the pectin, depending on how you roll. For any of you people in the processing game. And ultimately, Caroline, you got to remember you're an entertainer too. You don't have to get too heavy. And as far as the sort of like set dynamics is, just try and be as accommodating as possible and make it easy for people. And when you create an atmosphere that's real comfortable, that's when all the gems and all the juice starts flowing, and you feel like you can innately sort of like improvise and have a good time. And that's when you end up being on a little sort of discovery with the role, and self-discoveries with the script and all the people involved and like what they're capable of and what you end up sort of really enjoying and make happen. And, starting to realize why you're there, like, oh, I forgot I'm the shit. It's cool.
When writing a comedy movie, what is the process of that compared to other genres, and how do you work towards the final product?
Oh, that's a good question. I mean, I want to come up with a good story first. Like, I think the jokes will, you'll find the good jokes in a good story and a good scenario, and you come up with good characters. I think what's more important is that you have good heart, and you become invested in those characters. And then you can layer in humor from that.
I know that you've done so many things in different roles in the industry. What is the main difference that you found between directing and acting, as well as producing and writing? What is the main difference?
Directing is great because I'm getting to use different parts of my brain. Like I'm a problem solver at heart, and I love a challenge, and I love to solve problems. And the science and the math of my brain is getting used again. When you're an actor, it's so much about emotion and feeling, and gut instinct, and I love that too. But it's nice to step away for a second and direct, and get scientific and mathematical, and figure out how to fix a problem.
What was a favorite scene or a favorite moment you had on set?
Actually, one of my favorite moments is St. Mary's character, Loney. I catch him stealing. He wasn't actually stealing, but I think he's stealing. And so there's a scene where I'm just kind of having him chicken wing from behind, and you see me just come in and I'm roughing him up. So that was my favorite scene in the movie because I got to, rough up somebody.
What advice would you give to a student who's looking to get into the industry and just get a foot in the door?
Write, listen to screenwriting, entertainment industry type podcasts. Try to get on as a production assistant on local productions. Work for free if you have to. It's a great way to network, and it's a great way to make relationships that may ultimately get you to where you want to be.
And tell us a little bit about your character and something that you identify or don't identify with.
Well, he's the councilman. He's Hager, and his Austin view. He's about money, and he's about zoning and all that stuff. But he also played golf his whole life, so he's very he's sensitive to the situation. I think that he was sort of written as one of the foils, but maybe not. Because he kind of believed that it was good. And he was gonna put the money in the background. I think that's what I thought.
What advice would you give to someone who's looking to get their start in the industry or looking to direct their first film?
Today it's literally in our hands. We have great cameras in our phones, and it's not cost prohibitive anymore. You don't have to rent a big expensive camera. We can all go make something quickly and easily. The thing to find is to find a story that's interesting, something that's different or unique or fresh. Look into yourself, because we're all unique, we're all different, and we all can tell a story that's different, because there's no one like you. There's no one like you. There's no one like you guys. So tell something that's true to yourself.
Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out more Austin Film Festival content, check out our YouTube.